What's good, people? It is Tony the Savant. And before we get started, please like this video, share this video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel. As well, if you haven't already, please join the fam and subscribe as I drop content daily, go live daily. Stay very busy on the platform. And last but not least, please leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section, as I'm always intrigued to hear what y'all got to say about these topics. And let's get right into this work, ladies and gentlemen, as we are discussing the Tank Davis versus the Shakur Stevenson saga. As we are now, I feel like, at the perfect point in this particular rivalry, story, saga, situation, whatever way you want to look at this, as both gentlemen are free to fight, no upcoming fights, nothing that they are training for, nothing. And there's been reported that Tank Davis has sent Shakur Stevenson the contract. Now the contract is rumored to be, uh, uh, as far as what Shakur Stevenson will be receiving from this fight, $6 million. And if I'm correct, this is the most money that Shakur Stevenson will be making on the fight. I'm glad, whether it's just a rumor or not, that people are, or whoever it was, Tank's team, or whoever reported this news, they gave an actual number. Because when Devin Haney sent Shakur Stevenson a contract, everybody kept running around with 25%, 25%, 25%, kind of trying to make it seem like Shakur Stevenson wouldn't be making no money off that fight. But I believe the 25% that Shakur Stevenson would have been receiving was like $5 million. You know what I mean? It would have been the most money that he made off a boxing match at that point as well. It's just a lot of people got hung up on that 25%, because 25% of 100% sounds less than $5 million. So, as far as if I remember correctly, I think that Dev would have been taking home $15 million from that fight, and then Shakur would have been taking home $5 million, but Shakur didn't want to agree to that. So, but nonetheless, we're at a point now where, like I say, it's been reported that Tank has sent the contract over to Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson, the most, I'm trying to think of a diplomatic way of describing his behavior on Twitter. As it has just been, a bit much boisterous, I guess I want to run with, use that word. And he's been talking crap about everybody, been really going at a lot of fans who felt like his last performance was a snooze fest. I'm in that camp, of people that feel like, Shakur Stevenson, albeit, and I'm not mad, I'm not upset with him at how he boxed. I'm just looking at the fact of the matter, like, dude, if you're gonna be taking these kind of fights, if you're gonna fight this kind of style, you have to fight this kind of style versus a boxer that people care about. You can't have a quote unquote boring fight versus a guy like Artem Hadatouin. Nobody cares about Artem Hadatouin. You know what I mean? Respectfully. But if you have a boring fight, quote unquote, against Tank Davis, there's going to be some critics, of course. No matter what you do, there's going to be critics. But a fight like that against Tank Davis will display your technical skills. It'll look a lot more vindicated if you fight like that versus somebody that's an actual threat of hurting you or beating you. But against an Artem Hadatouin, respectfully, you're supposed to just go in there and bully Buddy, get him out of there, but in the first 6 rounds at some point. So, so a lot of people, have been going at Shakur Stevenson, and he's been very, communicative on Twitter. But now I've noticed, since this contract has been reported on, because I think I'm a day late on this, on my commentary, since I've noticed that this contract has been rumored, that's in the air, I've noticed that Shakur Stevenson is real quiet on Twitter, man. And I'm very active on boxing Twitter. I follow Shakur Stevenson. I see, I get over probably 25 tweets of his in my feed because of him just chirping all day, talking crazy or, whatever. And now that this contract has been rumored to be out there, I really haven't, let me check now. I haven't seen nothing from Shakur Stevenson. And I hate to sound like I'm not even trying to sound like a hater, y'all. I'm a Shakur Stevenson fan. I have not seen. Let me look him up. I have not seen much chatter coming from Shakur Stevenson, in which hold up. Let's see. All right, I'm on his Twitter page right now. He last posted 3 hours ago. That guy be fighting from Cuba. Just prior, he posted 3 hours ago. Then he posted prior to that 18 hours ago, congratulating Clarissa Shields on her victory at heavyweight. Shout out to Clarissa Shields. I didn't watch that boxing match. I'm not very much so invested in women's boxing. I hope that don't make me a bad guy. It's just that I know about Clarissa Shields. I'm not too familiar with her work, and I didn't get to catch her fight. But definitely shout out to her. Two-time undisputed in two different divisions. That's definitely a notch in her case for being the GOAT. And I might go check that fight out. I might go check it out, man. Respectfully, I ain't got nothing against Clarissa Shields. It's just not even back with the Layla Ali days, man. I think she's like the only female boxer I can name. You know what I mean? Layla Ali and Clarissa Shields, Alicia Baumgartner as well. I like Alicia, but at the same time, I don't follow women's boxing enough to have reported on that. But shout out to her again. But the last time Shakur Stevenson posted, before his 3 hours ago post talking about some other boxer, was 18 hours ago, congratulating Clarissa Shields on her fight. Let me just say this: nothing about this contract. Yeah, he posting a lot of stuff from the Olympics. Nothing about this contract, bro. And it just surprises me because Shakur Stevenson is the most you know talkative dude on the internet. He goes at everybody. I see him going at just common fans. Dudes with like 10 subscribers, 10 followers. He'll go at anybody that got something to say about him. But no word on this contract. And like I say, I'm a little late on the reporting of this. It's been out there a while. I've seen some guys that I rock with on YouTube make their videos. I just had to interject my kind of commentary on the situation. One, first and foremost, this is probably the biggest fight. Maybe Canelo and David Benavidez is a little bigger, but this is probably the most lucrative fight in boxing. I'll say that. I think a lot more people will show up for the Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson fight than they will for the. Well, I don't know. That'd be a hard one. I don't want to cap because Canelo is a box office fighter, and all he got to do is say he's fighting David Benavidez, and it's on and popping. But at the same time, I think that this is probably the second most important fight in boxing, most lucrative fight in boxing, one of the most lucrative, excuse me. So. I don't understand why the momentum ain't being made, not just by these two guys. And again, shout out to Tank for sending a contract finally, but by the boxing fans too, man. It's on us to really call for these fights because just know that they do these boxers and their teams. They pay attention to what we say on these nets, on these social apps. So. When we call for these fights and we really put pressure on them, they'll make it happen. They can only stall out so long, and they know that as well. They just waiting on the fans to say something. And we don't want another situation like Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather, where it was so many years of anticipation for that fight, but when we actually got the fight, it was lackluster. We're not doing that no more. Boxing fans have been burned. They tried to do it with Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence to a degree. They did, because that fight should have happened years, prior. But we still got it, I guess, in a good window of time. But we don't. I don't want to see that happen with Shakur and Tank. Definitely don't want to see that happen with David Benavidez and Canelo. But more so with these two brothers because they are the two best fighters at 135. There's no doubt about it. You can throw other names in the hat, but definitely, Tank and Shakur are the top dogs, and they have. This fight is long overdue. I say at least 2 or 3 years now, long overdue. So let's get it popping. Nowhere else to go but up. But at the same time, Everybody just kind of waiting on Shakur Stevenson's response to this alleged contract that's been sent. Again, Tank Davis has sent a contract over to Shakur Stevenson. As Shakur Stevenson's purse, I believe his winnings in the contract are $6 million right now. I'm positively sure there's more incentives involved and all that kind of stuff. But right now, the contract is said to be for $6 million, which will be the most money that Shakur Stevenson has made on a boxing match. I don't see, and look, what makes it seem like this is all true is Shakur Stevenson's silence. You know what I mean? You can say a lot of stuff without saying nothing. You know, a lot of times people don't, they forget. You can tell people a lot just by being quiet. So, and Shakur is one of those, like I said, the best word I can think of it is boisterous. You know, he's one of them dudes that be active on Twitter, active on social media, you know, all over the place doing interviews and talking crazy. Now, you know, when this rumor is out there, when this information is out there, because I would expect Shakur Stevenson to be at least responsive to it and be like, man, they capping, they lying, they ain't send me no contract. That's what I would be when I first heard the news. I was expecting that response from Shakur Stevenson. When I went onto his Twitter initially and seen nothing, it was dry as a bone. I'm saying, okay, okay. Either they negotiating, trying to get the final, you know, nooks and crannies out the way and set the date for this fight, or Shakur, you know, he looking a little scared, my brother. Like I say, he's saying a lot without saying nothing. So we'll see what happens. I'll be definitely following this story, keeping everybody updated on the developments. But that's all I got for y'all on this one. Please like this video, share this video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel. If you have not already, please subscribe to the channel, join the fam as I drop content daily, go live daily. Stay very busy on this platform. And last but not least, please leave y'all's thoughts and opinions in the comment section. I'm always interested to know what y'all got to say about these topics. I am Tony the Savant. Peace.